Hello everyone, I'm Sally and welcome to today's Atta webinar. Today's webinar will be a destination introduction and update on Rwanda, presented by Linda Mutesi, who is the head of Rwanda Tourism Marketing, and Bonita Mutoni, who is the chairperson of the Rwanda Tour and Travel Association. Just a few reminders before we start. If you'd like to ask any questions, there is a Q&A box at the bottom of your screen, so feel free to type any questions that you might have into that box. I will then field them to Bonita and Linda at the end, and they will answer them out loud to everyone. A recording will also be emailed to everyone at the end of the webinar or tomorrow morning. So even if you haven't registered, you can let your friends and colleagues know that they'll receive a copy too. Otherwise, I hope you enjoy the webinar, and Bonita and Linda, over to you.
Hi, everyone. We are very excited to host you online. My name is Linda Mutesi, and I'll go through some of the slides, but I'll be complemented by Bonita, who will also go through some of the slides. So Rwanda is located in Central East Africa. It's surrounded by Tanzania to the east, Uganda to the north, the Democratic Republic of Congo to the west, and Burundi to the south. We speak 4 main languages: Kinyarwanda, which is the English, French, and Swahili, which is widely spoken in East Africa. We have a population of about 13 million people, and all international currency is widely accepted. Our weather is springtime all year round, so it's really fantastic all year round to visit Rwanda.
Okay, so I'm Bonita. I will talk about the airlift because I believe we get asked this question all the time. The connectivity to Rwanda, how do people get there? So I'll just quickly browse through and I'll talk about Rwanda Air. So Rwanda Air is our national carrier. We have flights not only in the region but also internationally. So you can connect from Tanzania if you have clients that are traveling to Tanzania to do the safaris, or to Kenya, they are able to transfer to us, and also from Uganda to us. We have a flight from Cape Town and Joburg daily on Rwanda Air. Also have excellent links from Amsterdam. You've got links from Brussels and SM Brussels. From Dubai, we've got Rwanda Air as well. And then you've got from Istanbul, you've got Turkish Airlines, you've got Kenya Airways. So quite a bit of airlift. We're still looking to get more airlift. I think everybody asks us all the time. We are and will be having a new airport that's built next year. So I believe we'll certainly have more airlift coming into the destination as well. One does not need a visa. One does not need to apply for a visa beforehand. You can get a visa on arrival. It's $30 US, and that can be paid quite easily by credit card or with cash as well.
So why Rwanda? Why should one visit Rwanda? What makes it so remarkable? So Rwanda is one of the safest destinations in the world. It's actually ranked by the World Economic Forum as the 5th destination globally. It's also the safest country in Africa. We have a great connectivity throughout, and in terms of doing business, we are also ranked by the World Economic Forum as the 29th easiest place to do business globally. We have such a diversified offering, and we'll get into that shortly. And we have fantastic infrastructure and a great transport network across the country. We also have helicopter transfers and airlift to some of the destinations locally.
So I'll talk about, our diversified products. So we have what most people do not know, and it's a renowned destination for gorilla trekking, which is up in Volcanoes National Park. But we have got an incredible Savannah Park, Akagera National Park, which is to our east. We've got Nyungwe National Park, which is in the southwest. If you could see on the map, so you find the chimpanzees. So if you want to do a full primate experience, you are able to see the gorillas and golden monkeys up north, and then do the 13 primate species in Nyungwe National Park. We have got on the border of DRC and Rwanda, we have the stunning Lake Kivu, which you will drive alongside when you're driving from up north going down to the southwest. which you have activities like the kayaking on the lake. And for people that sort of want to relax as well, you have some fantastic spots where you can relax. In the center, you've got Kigali. Kigali is an incredible city. I think it has quite a few things that are happening in Kigali at the moment. And then for culture, you've got Nyanza, which has the King's Palace, Huye, which has a National Museum, and Karongi and Kibuye, where you can do the Congo Nile Trail as well. So I'll start by talking about stunning Kigali. So that's that circular structure, which is right in the center, is our convention center, which will have the Radisson Blu Hotel adjacent to it, and it's managed by the Radisson Hotel. When people ask us, how long do I usually stay in Kigali? We say 1 to 3 days. Why? And we've got fantastic restaurants where you can have from local cuisine to international cuisine. And nightlife is picking up. We have events that are up and coming in the destination as well. In regards to history, we've got the Genocide Museum, which always, will tell the great Rwandan story of how we've transformed ourselves. We've got a cricket stadium and Kigali Amahoro Stadium, where you have all sorts of events that happen there. And if you want to do horseback riding and go to the golf course, you can certainly do that in Kigali as well. I'm sure you all know we have Kigali as a MICE hub, and we have had quite a few international meetings. We had Transform Africa that happened here. We had the World Economic Forum. We have the Africa CEO Forum that's happening soon. So quite a few meetings and exhibitions that are happening in Kigali. So I'll just quickly talk about the top properties that we have in Kigali as a city. So you have your international brands like the Marriott, which is right in the heart of the city, which is quite contemporary and really comfortable. And then you've got the Radisson Blu. This is adjacent to the convention center. And it's also very contemporary and has a really good restaurant, Fellini's, which is fantastic for dining. You've got the Kigali Serena Hotel. I'm sure most of you know the Serena brand. It's a fantastic brand. We have Serena both in Kigali and Lake Kivu as well. And we've got a boutique. This is and people always ask us, do you have boutique hotels? So this is one of the boutique hotels, the Retreat. It's got quite a few rooms, but very personal, very personalized, and it's a property that we can certainly recommend. I'll let Linda talk about Akagera National Park.
So as Bonita said, to the east of Rwanda, we have Akagera National Park. It was founded in 1934, and it's a savanna game park. It's home to the Big Five now. We recently reintroduced rhino, the Black East African rhino, and lion, which are also growing in numbers. So there is a chance to actually encounter these animals while you take your game drive from a game drive in Akagera National Park. You can do self-drives, there are boat rides, there are night game experiences. So home to about 500 bird species, and we've been told that the shoebill stock has been spotted there quite a few times. We have park guides and community guides available should one want to actually take a guided tour. So the kind of accommodation that we have in Akagera includes Ruzizi Tented Lodge, which is in the south of the park. We also have Akagera Game Lodge, which is it's actually going to be managed by Mantis, a South African brand. We also have Magashi Tented Camp by Wilderness Safaris, which is starting in May.
Yeah. So I'll quickly go to Volcanoes National Park. I must say 30 minutes is quite short it's too short to talk about all the diversified product that we have. So I'll talk about Volcanoes National Park. To the used to be critically endangered mountain gorillas, but because of the incredible job that our parks are doing, they're just the endangered gorillas now. So we have, so they're situated in 3 stunning volcanoes, including Karisimbi, which is Africa's 5th highest peak. And then in Volcanoes National Park, you also have activities like golden monkey tracking, you've got Buhanga Eco Park, you've got the Musanze Caves, the Crater Lake, and the Diane Fossey Tomb Trail as well. So I think the key thing for us is to showcase that, Volcanoes National Park is more than just the gorillas, and I think that's quite key, and that's why we had our title was, gorillas and so much more. So the properties that we have in Volcanoes National Park are, we've got a stunning Bisati Lodge, which is 6 incredible rooms, all really inspired by, Rwandan and its roots and its history. You've got Amaka Lodge, which is a privately owned, a Rwandan-owned boutique property. Then you've got 5 volcanoes as well. You've got the Bishop's House, which is in the city, which is in Ruhengeri City, but stunning property as well. Virunga Lodge, which has stunning views of the Twin Lakes, Lake Ruhondo and Lake Burera. And then you have the one and only Gorillas Nest property that is opening July this year. And then we'll quickly go to Nyungwe National Park, which I'll talk about as well. So I think the key thing for us is to showcase that you can, stay in the destination longer than, your 3 days just to see the gorillas. You can go visit Akagera National Park, do your savannah, do your safari, go up to Volcanoes National Park and check the gorillas and the golden monkeys, then come down to Nyungwe National Park, which is an incredible park and home to over 13 primate species. So we have Nyungwe National Park is in the southwest, if you remember on the map. To get to the park, you could do a 45-minute Rwanda Air flight from Kigali International Airport. You could do a helicopter charter. So you have properties like One&Only Nyungwe House where you can actually heli charter to the property. And in regards to the diversity of wildlife, it's really abundant. You have 150 orchid species, 250 tree species. We have the waterfall trail. We've got the Congo Nile Trail, and the colobus monkeys. So it's quite the chimpanzees, of course, and that's and really what it offers is a complete private experience and complements your visit to Volcanoes National Park. And a key thing, of course, is it's one of the most important birding areas that you find in Rwanda as well. Properties that we have Top View Hotel. We have One&Only Nyungwe House that has 22 rooms. And then what we're going to do is when you are staying with us, actually what we need to do is recommend the number of nights, because everybody keeps asking, how many nights stay would you recommend in each destination? I like to say 3 nights in each destination. Even when you're combining it with a safari experience in the rest of West Africa, I still believe each of the parks has a lot to share with you. So Linda will talk about Lake Kivu.
So Lake Kivu is Rwanda's main beachside resort. Its surrounding region is an agritourism destination as well. There's lots of tea and coffee plantations along Kivu. We have several soft adventure activities like kayaking, mountain biking. We have springs, so you could take a hike and enjoy the hot springs around Lake Kivu. There's also the Congo Nile Trail, which is a 227 kilometer trail. You could do 10 days of hiking, about 5 days of cycling, 3 days doing a 4x4 driving experience through Kivu. And the kind of accommodation that we have in Kivu includes Komoron Lodge, which is located next to the lake, Lake Kivu Serena, which is a main beachside hotel. And then we also have, several other properties around
So we
Lake
also
Kivu.
have the boutique properties like Paradima, Lahide, which all really have character. So we always say, we have this incredible brands in Rwanda, but we also have some really amazing Rwandan-owned boutique properties that one can certainly enjoy.
Yeah. The culture, if you recall on the map, as you drive to Nyungwe, there is a cultural corridor, and it has the King's Palace in Nyanza, where you can have a showcase of how the kings used to live, and the cows parading and some milking. And so if you enjoy community activities, this is one of them. The Ethnographic Museum showcases our history. You can enjoy, a cultural performance there. We also have an art museum around that particular area. We have cultural villages, but these are across the country. We have some in Volcanoes, near Volcanoes National Park. We have some near Nyungwe National Park and Akagera National Park.
So that's, so we've really, really summarized our presentation. And all we wanted to let you know is really Rwanda is incredibly safe. It's incredibly clean. The roads are tarmac to all the parks. It's really accessible. It's a stunning destination that's incredibly diverse. You can travel from each destination. You can travel either by helicopter, depending on the budget. So you can travel by helicopter. It's between 30 to 45 minutes between each park, or actually do the Rwanda Air, from Kigali to Nyungwe, and then do a drive. So the driving is absolutely stunning because you have amazing scenery.
And great roads.
And great roads. But you could certainly, please feel free to ask us questions. And we see we have a few questions, so we'll just have a look.
Just to say, we have some videos that we will be sending over after this webinar.
Thank you both so much for that. I'll read out the questions to you now, just so that we can keep track of them all. And then if one of you just answers. So we've got one from Sid Hayes, and she says, which passports require visas?
So no one requires a visa to come to, require visas, you mean? Or yes. Apply in advance?
So Americans, all citizens are actually required to have a visa.
But you get
on arrival.
On arrival. So you don't have to apply for it in advance, you get the visa on arrival.
Okay, so that's all different countries, that everyone who's not from Rwanda, basically.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, the next question is from Pippa. How long from Nyungwe to Serena Kivu?
So the drive, so you can do a scenic drive. So from Nyungwe to
3 hours.
It's about 4 hours. Yeah. It's a 4-hour drive by lake with a stopover in Kivu.
Okay, from Katie. This is Katie from Singita. Could you kindly share that Singita, Kwatonda Lodge and Kataza House
we'll do
really on August the 5th.
Singita is definitely opening, guys. I'm incredibly sorry. They're opening in August in Volcanoes National Park, and that is one of the top properties that will be in Volcanoes National Park. I apologize, Katie.
Perhaps when we send out the presentation, we'll include some of their renderings, so they, are international.
Yes, so we'll be able to include some photos. So Katie will certainly be able to get some more information that we can share with everybody. Absolutely. But Singita is definitely opening, and we're incredibly happy and proud to have the brand in Rwanda.
Yeah. Fantastic. So next one says, this is from Theodora. Greetings from Fifi Rurangwa. I'd like to know about the transportation options for visitors other than cabs. For instance, I know it's about 4 hours from Kigali to Kivu. How does one handle that journey without breaking the bank?
To be honest, I certainly believe you could work with the DMCs here. The DMCs will have a diverse, options of transfers that you can use. And it's all about negotiating with the DMCs. We certainly recommend you to, work with the association. We have fantastic DMCs who we trust. You could certainly still get a car from the airport as well, and it's not too expensive, I don't think. And quite frankly, all the cars that you find at the airport, even the taxis on arrival, are really good quality. So you have got the options of either contacting the DMCs or actually you can use public transport, by the way. So you can use public transport. You can get a bus when you leave the airport to the bus station and then get another bus that will take you all the way to Gisenyi.
To be honest, the infrastructure is really, really good. The roads, even up country, are very, very good. So connectivity is really not an issue. And the farthest park by car is 5 hours away. So within a day, you can get to the farthest park in Rwanda.
Okay, the next question is from Katie. What is the minimum age for the golden monkeys? I think she means in terms of children and viewing them.
Just 1 second, we're double checking.
So we're just double checking with the park, but just so you know, for the mountain gorillas and the chimpanzees, it's actually 15 years minimum.
Okay. In the meantime, so we'll come back to that question. Sid has just says, what about African passports re the visa?
So African passports, you get a visa on, I believe, East Africa. If you have an East African passport, you don't need a visa. Yeah. So as we're part of the ESC community, one with an East African passport does not need a visa.
Okay, thank you. And then re Pippa's question, she said, is it 4 hours from O&O Nyungwe? I think her previous question was how long from Nyungwe to Serena Kivu?
Yes, so it'd be 4 hours from Nyungwe house to Kivu Serena.
Okay, next question. Hi, aside from Kamembe in Nyungwe, are there plans to launch a light aircraft circuit to incorporate either Akagera or the Virungas?
Yeah, that's certainly something in the works. But at the moment, apart from the Rwanda Air domestic flight, you can do, it's quite accessible by helicopter charter. What we are doing is, I believe the airstrips are certainly being expanded. So that will happen in the near future, definitely.
Yeah. But just to mention, the entire destination is really a compact destination. And yeah, indeed, you can get anywhere within a day. But we're looking into aircraft, transfers in the future.
Okay, and just to respond to the golden monkey minimum age is 12 years. 12 years.
Okay, thank you. A question from Arian. What is the best time to do gorilla trekking and what are the costs to go trekking?
So it's an all-year destination. So you could certainly come to trek the gorillas at any time of the year. We have what you call your high and low season, and that's really determined by our international markets. So you could certainly, it's $1,500 to trek a gorilla. But what you can do is in our low season, which is from November to May, if you are staying for 3 nights at either of the other parks, so if you're staying at Akagera National Park, you will to get a 30% discount on the gorilla permit, which we think is fantastic. So you are.
Bonita, I've lost you.
Sorry, I can't. We've lost you.
Okay, I can hear you now. Try again.
Sorry, we can hear you now.
Sorry, continue.
Was that the question? Do you want me to respond in regards to gorilla trekking?
Yes, please. If you could just repeat your answer. Thank you.
Okay, sorry. So so it's $1,500 to trek the gorillas. It's an all-year destination, so you can come anytime from January to December. From November to May is our low season, and if we're at a park like Akagera National Park or Nyungwe National Park, you are able, for 3 nights, you are able to get a 30% discount on your gorilla permit.
Okay, on the same topic, I've got another question, which is, what is your take on the high cost of gorilla trekking permit compared to Uganda's? How do we justify to guests the massive difference?
To be honest, we're not comparing. I think that's a key thing. It's what we're actually doing is looking at the work that we're doing in Volcanoes National Park, and I think there's a more most important. And what we are doing is the revenues that are going towards the local community have actually doubled. And the local community are exporters who are now protecting our endangered mountain gorillas. You have, most of the money that's going back into research. And as you know, over the last few years, the number of gorillas have increased. So I think we're not actually comparing, we're looking more at conserving the animals and protecting them and doing the best that we can to do that. And that's why the gorilla permit was increased.
Yeah, so 10% of all revenues that, all revenues from the park go back to the communities. So that's really one of the reasons. And then we're looking at expanding the Volcanoes National Park. As you know, mountain gorillas actually increased in number to 604 individuals in Rwanda, which combines Uganda, Rwanda, and the DRC. So the park itself is not very big; it's a very small park. So what we're working to do is to relocate the people that are living near the park, but make sure that wherever they go, they're still comfortable. So we're working on expanding the park, but ensuring that the communities that are living around the park, get economically settled in, and everything is good with them.
Yeah, so it's really about the local community, the relocation, the increasing of the revenues, and for them to understand the benefits of being able to protect the endangered mountain gorillas.
Okay, fantastic. So I've just got one. This is more of a statement. This is Sasha from Mantis. Hi, can you hear me?
Hi, we seem to have lost you.
So I can hear you perfectly. Shall I continue?
Sally, I think we've lost you.
I can hear you fine.
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay. So I've got a statement here. It says, this is Sasha from Mantis.
Sally, do you have any other questions?
Yep, we do. If someone could type into the chat box, can you hear me, panelists?
Hi, Sally, are you there?
Hi, yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
We've lost your presentation. Can you, if you can hear me, I can still see the questions, so I can continue to read them out. Does that work? Okay, I think I'm gonna have to end it because I can't hear anything.
Yes, Sally, do you have any more questions?
We've got plenty of questions. So what I'll do is I will take a copy of the questions and I will email them over to you, and then you can get in touch with everyone individually.
We can hear you now. Any other questions?